Hey YouTube, what's going on? Welcome back to Marketplace Risk. I am in the middle of preparing for the Risk Legends tournament. And so we're watching a game that I played very recently with some friends on the Discord in preparation of the first tournament round, which is... wait. Show us the settings again. That was a very, very fast settings view from me. So the first round of the tournament, which is basically a part of the qualifiers for the real tournament, will be the following settings. We have Capital Conquest, a thing that I don't usually play because it drags on for way too long, with manual setup, which is also a thing I don't play usually, on Reverse World Map, which is also a map I don't really play. 6-second turn time, Expert AI. Of course, this is unranked because it's a practice game with friends. And Progressive, which is my favorite game mode. And Balanced Dice. With alliances, no Fog of War, but with blizzards. So very unusual settings for me. I guess that still counts towards my progressive playlist, but it's not a ranked game, so don't know in which playlist I put that. Oh, and I open it again. Okay. So, this is a 6-player game. And here we see the continents, the inverse continents, if you will. So I have played 2 games on this now, I think. And both went... I mean, this one didn't go very long, but they tend to go very long. So I don't have a huge amount of experience, but if I get like 2nd or 3rd place on this map, then I'm happy with that. I'm much more comfortable with the other 2 settings. So let's go over the continents real quick. We have the West Arctic, Central Arctic, and Eastern Arctic. We have South Pacifica, Lower Atlantica, India, and Pacifica East. So this covers the north and the south of the map and the east. Then we have in the middle Atlantica and Mediterranean, and in the west North Pacifica. So the pathing on this map is something you have to get used to. There are a lot of sea routes. And with the blizzards, it makes things very interesting, to say the least. And in these settings, you really want to go for a continent. India is very popular because it gives you a +7. And mostly people will not break your continents. So I think it makes sense to be greedy. And if you are playing first, like Orange is now, then you go straight away for India, I suppose. You really want one of the big continents. I keep looking at the settings because I don't know a lot about it at the time of playing. That was my first game on this map and first game with these settings. So we are now in the manual setup phase, which I think I can still learn from. So I am gonna watch that, even though it is taking longer. Can I increase my speed for this? Ah, yeah, speed. So I'm offering alliances to everyone. Okay, we're now at 1.5 speed. Which may be a bit too fast, we'll see. So, we got orange here, blue in Pacifica East, and pink in the Eastern Arctic, and red down here. So we got all players spotted around, and this is really the only place I really could play, because all the other positions, all other good positions are already taken. And I choose this right here as my capital, because I think it's a very defensible position. Not too many ways to get in there, and also a couple of ways to get into the middle and start an attack on someone. I blocked orange from getting India on turn 1. Because I don't know. I wanted to try and see what happens. And I also wanted to be in 2 positions, which didn't work out in the way I wanted it to. And I will also end up blocking blue. But we can see everyone else pretty much making one continuous position. Blue is kind of split up. Black takes the +4. Pink has the +3. Red will take the +5, I think, down here. Yeah, and this setting it up like this just makes it so that the games will go on for a very long time, because everyone has a very strong position, cannot easily be broken. Yeah, and we see just everyone fill in their territories, their continents rather. So you could argue I am in the weakest position right here, which is probably true. And I already pissed off 2 of my opponents. Red has a continent, black has a continent, pink has a continent. Blue has the Mediterranean. So the center region is not really off limits. You can hold the continents right there, but you are open for being attacked from pretty much all the positions. So the edges of the map are really the places where you want to be. And I put some troops here to keep blue and orange in check a little bit. And I pretty much play this like a normal progressive game, where I want to be in multiple positions. But we will see me lose these positions very fast. And obviously I put in here to be able to take this. And now I start putting troops on my intended capital. So red's capital will probably be here. Black will be there. Orange will be here. It's very easy to tell mostly where people will put their capitals, because that's where they put most of their troops, which makes sense. And blue is already very pissed at me for preventing him from taking this continent. But I also want to prevent orange from taking the continent. So yeah, as I said, I was playing this like a normal progressive game. So I want the 100% here, so I put another one there. But my capital will still go here. And with that, we should be at the end of the setup phase, which is already 10 minutes into the recording. And the game itself will take usually much longer than it did here. So I'm wondering if this was actually the play that led to the game being quicker, me being in different positions. So maybe... Oh, pink disconnected, which is probably one of the things that made the game go quicker. So someone botting out will cause some stuff to happen. So now everyone is putting in their capitals, so now I can go to normal speed again. So orange capital is here, and they will probably use their first turn or first 2 turns to take this, complete India. And since pink has botted out, blue put the capital up here to have like an easy and quick attack on pink and take 2 capitals, which I think is a solid plan. Now I put my capital where I was always gonna put it. So, in the capitals game, you will pretty much always have all of your troops in your capital, so no one can take it from you. And we see blue punishing me for my audacity. A very very aggressive play from blue right there, and they even get very good rolls. So now I'm down quite a bit, but that's not too worrying at this point in the game. And we will see another aggressive play by blue on pink, and I will also have to contest with the pink bot right here, and pink pulls everything out of the capital, which is really not what you want to do. So what I was saying about the capitals and all your troops being in there, that's why I think you want a really offensively placed capital with lots of access to the other players. Because if you put your capital like here, then you, or even this blue capital, then at some point you have 100 troops here which can't do anything because they are locked away. So that's why I would always take a kind of offensively placed capital. Black taking this continent, which will probably not hold. Pretty much everyone is fine with everyone taking one continent. But as soon as you're taking a second one, they'll usually start breaking it. Because that's just too much. Yeah, and we see the same thing with red here. Red had 2 continents and orange broke this one. Now there was a very aggressive play by blue on pink, taking this capital, and they lost a lot of units right there. So they can't really guard either of these. No, so now pink is really up in my face. But I outproduce them in regards to troops, so I will win this eventually. So black is continuing to take cards in the middle, which makes sense. The thing that people will usually do is just take a card pass, take a card pass, take a card pass, put everything into the capital, take a card pass. Now orange takes the initiative here because blue had no guards on anything. So that play actually made a lot of sense. And as orange, this puts you really far ahead. Each capital produces +2 units each turn. So producing 4 instead of 2 in addition to this India bonus is pretty good. And that's also kind of why I didn't expect blue to attack my 4 or whatever it was down here. Because not only did this prevent blue from taking this continent, he already had one, I would have also been able to block orange from taking India. And this bonus, this India bonus, is much stronger than this one right there. So yeah. But I guess now blue has 2 continents and orange has India, so these are kind of worth the same. We see black breaking me for whatever reason. I'm not really sure why they did that. It's kind of the problem with practice games. You don't really know if people would play like that in a real game. I mean, there's nothing on the line here, so people are free to just dig around. So I don't know if we would see that kind of play by blue attacking pink in a real game. Now you get broken by orange, so yeah, it's really orange who is the most active player here. And they have the most troops, so now blue has to retaliate against orange. So they are already in an all-out war, it seems. And that is why you don't want your capital in the corner. Because these 15 units can't do anything to orange right now. This orange capital at least can offend in red's position. And this one up here can attack blue. But this blue capital can't really do anything. And I'm still in a very weak spot, but since we are playing capitals, that doesn't concern me too much. Someone would at least need like 40 units here to take this. And black can't do it. Black would be the nearest one, but they are locked away. red can't really reach, and no one else can really reach me, so not too worried. As long as I don't open up the capital by taking this territory right here, I'm fine. And since this is progressive, at some point the cards will be worth quite a lot. And then holding a continent or not is not too what's the word? Doesn't really make the difference. It's really how you use your units and how the table decides dies next. So blue again attacking orange. Makes sense. So they just hate each other now. And I think this dynamic right here is really what accelerates the game. Because blue and orange just keep weakening each other. And now red is ahead. Red is playing this really cautiously. This is more the type of gameplay that I would expect to see in the real game. But having one or two hotheads in your lobby may be quite advantageous if you want to have a fast and easy game. Now I kill pink for only 2 cards, which is on the edge, but I didn't want black to take the kill on pink, because then he probably would have had enough to kill me also. And now black is attacking me for some reason and taking this continent, which I cannot allow. So this was kind of, in my eyes, a declaration of war from black towards me. So I will answer by breaking both of his continents. Now we see orange breaking red. So orange is really busy in this game. Orange is speeding this up by a lot, and they are still bored. That's still going too slowly for orange. But we have the first player down in 23 minutes. Like 13 minutes of gameplay, 10 minutes of setup. It's still quite fast. So maybe you want to hope that someone bots out in your actual game, which is unlikely to happen, I think. Blue takes the Mediterranean again. Red will probably retake... No, red is taking the orange capital. And retakes the continents. Yeah. Very, very aggressive plays. So the other games I've seen are not nearly as aggressive. And they really drag out a long, long time, but I much prefer this one. So in the usual games, it really comes down to At least for me, it seems to come down to blocking players from taking cards to instigate some action. And that is really a much more diplomacy-driven game than the usual progressive games. So black retakes, and then I will retake, and then I think we are cool again. So I guess you wanna seem like you are willing to defend yourself by counter-attacking when you get attacked, so you're not a pushover. But you also want to be like de-escalating when you get caught up in a war, so you don't lose too many units, because that's kind of what we've seen Orange fall into. They were very aggressive and then lost it all to blue and red. And red is really far ahead now, just in terms of the continents they have and the capitals. So they outgenerate everyone right now. Black is still in second place in troops, and I mean, technically they're in first place right now, but they will get outgenerated very soon, because they conserved a lot of troops. But at this point in the game, I'd say red is the favorite to win. And I think now things will slow down a notch. So what should you do here? The trouble is, we all know that red is very strong. So we should team up a little bit and break red's continents. Oof, and another very aggressive attack by blue. That didn't work out. That was 39 against 23, which is in the vicinity of the troops you need. We didn't see the percentages though, so I think that was at least a coin flip for blue. So orange and blue are really keeping the speed up. Now we see red kill orange, which makes sense. So red is probably just gonna reinforce this capital, or maybe they wanna go for blue also. Maybe blue is not very strong. Yeah, they go for it. And that was a 16 to 19 trade. That was very advantageous for red. So I match. And I go for the kill on blue. I go for the kill here because in the tournament kills are worth points, 3 points. And the more points you have, the more likely you are to advance to the actual tournament rounds. So killing someone puts you ahead in the leaderboard, like in the game. So right now I would at least get 3rd place in this game, and I have a kill, which is like 10 points in total, which is a nice threshold. 10 points in one game. I think that's where you want to at least be to have a chance of advancing to the tournament. So getting kills is disproportionately advantageous in this tournament. So that's why I would go for kills, even if it means losing some troops in the process. Now black is attacking red. So black also wants to see this game end now, it seems. And red is still the strongest player with 166 units. So I and black can't really be fighting right now, because then it's just very clear that red's gonna win. Alternatively, black could have maybe went for my capital and make sure that I get 3rd. Maybe get the kill on me. But it's not so much about winning any one particular game here, it's about getting the most points out of it. So if you can't be sure to get the kill, then you probably shouldn't go for it. Otherwise you will just feed it to someone else, and then they get all the points. I never took back my continent, did I? Probably a bit of a mistake. Now I break red and take that empty capital. So I just try to weaken red as much as possible to maybe have a chance to get 1st or 2nd. And black seems to be doing the same. So black and I are currently playing to get 1st and 2nd place. That's why we're pretty much only attacking red right there. This could also go a very different route. If black was like, okay, I'm fine with red winning and I take 2nd place, then they would just attack me. But yeah, on the other hand, you could take like 2nd place for sure, or you could maybe take 1st place. That's kind of a trade-off that you have to make with your direction of play there. Now we are just trading capitals back and forth. Red is splitting. I get a match, which I think I used to take red's capitals, or at least one. Or take a continent. Oh yeah, do this to just get some territory and some bonus units, I guess. Which I think is a fair play. I don't know if anyone would let me hold it, but right now I'm close to first place in regards to units. We were all quite even there. So all the extra units I can get my hands on would be much appreciated. Black right now seems hellbent on killing red. So I think this game is unusually aggressive for a Capitals game. So this is not what you should expect. But of course it is much faster than any other Capitals game you will see. So maybe it is worth instigating some aggression early on. Okay, now I take Capitals. And the entire left side of the board. I only can guard one capital, so when I was attacking these, I probably should have left some units in the capitals. I guard on this one because this is the most likely to be opened up if someone were to attack me. Now black seems to be wanting to get the kill on red. And then we go first and second. And it seems like they get the kill. So that would be plus 3 points for black also. Oh, they don't get the kill. Oh, that is unlucky. 28 on 14 should, I think, usually be enough to get it. Oh, and now red might take the kill on black. Oh wow, I didn't remember that happening. That was unfortunate, to say the least. And black goes offline right there. Fair enough, there's no way they don't die this turn. So red takes the bounty on black. And at least second place. So that's already a lot of points for red and myself, if this was a real game. Okay, so I didn't open up my big capital, but since I get a lot of units, I can do some stuff anyway. And I think from this position I just win. Because I have the most units and I take the capital. A thing that I learned is that I wouldn't get the points for killing red because I didn't kill red. So if you want to maximize your points, which you should take the capital last. So you should play it so that the last territory that red holds is their capital, and then take the capital, so then you get the kill and first place. So if this was the real game, I would have wasted 3 points. And that's essentially how I plan to play the real game. Try to instigate some aggression between my opponents. Go for kills, more so than I would in a normal game. And yeah, generally try not to die first. Okay, so hope you enjoyed, hope you learned something. Hope I see you in the next video, and subscribe and like and stuff. And have a nice day.